Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, we don't come into the battlefield. We in the coding end. We don't explain everything about the database. Now we come into the development proper. But before coming to the development proper, again, one for a revisit we channel. In we channel, we don't get two playlists. One for the beginners, we get from video 1 to video 27 titled Web and Mobile. The second playlist, now in they talk about we projects, we know they assume again say we are beginners. Everything about model view controller, they assume say if you don't watch the videos and they for catch up with we. If not, no waste your time for come into this because there is no way for can begin for explain about what's in a view, what's in a controller, what's in a lambda expression, what's in a raise of view, what's in a view model, all the things and they even in terms of all other areas. I not think against we will get that time there. App stats, app data, web config, all the end there are not things so they can explain them again. So for in that note, they look into development. One, the project. Good, let me just work on this. The project they can start with now what's in I think now student management system. I think so. Grab one change them to information system, but left arm to system. Then the database, the model, good. This time we'll get three things in. Just for a revision purpose, we get in MVC, ASP, MVC, who they can deal with as the platform for develop we portal. Get why we call it MVC? The MVC meaning the model, the view, the controller. But the relationship now I'm put on this way as the model, the controller, and the view. How will they work? Here now the browser base, or I can call it the web, or the UI. I'm sorry, the UI, the user interface, or you call it the web. The reason why I say so, now at this end, somebody they will enter a username and password, he log in. When he enter username and login, as he click the button, then the code where they responsible for check whether you legit for can inside Naya in there. So when he send the request they come to this guy the processor request and send on to the model, and the model check if he gets that request, respond to the controller. Inversely, the controller also respond to the view. Either go this way and come this way back. Now the beauty about this end. Now separation of commands. Everybody they do it and they send it to incomplete, then they send it to incomplete, then they respond to incomplete, then they respond to incomplete, then they respond to incomplete. Now so it happen in this architecture. But being that we can work on into the web proper, we'll get before we go to all the modules and to the database, we need first of all to handle the security end of the application. In that end, we'll get the administrative end first. We get for deal with the login, the account manager. In the account manager, now is responsible for regulate not only for create account for people, also for restrict the access. What are the access features? What is supposed for see and what is not supposed to see at all? If me a director, at director level, what are supposed to see? If me a basic user, at basic user, what are supposed to see? Super user, what are supposed to see? Administrative person, what is supposed to see? And then separation of access controls and it happen within the account manager. The dashboard, now you get for house, just like we get the computer or say motherboard. Now you get for house all the modules and everything which is supposed for interface with now day. Then also the audit trail. This is very much important for you, the developer, and for the person who own the application. The reason being, the system they audit every little transaction where they happen within their application, and the person log in. When you log in, what you can do, everything wey dey do, dey audit am. E dey make you, the developer, become safe. The while they use application, they become safe. If anything, you deal with a very sensitive application like a banking system, wherein it gets people and money them, something happen there, then will get away for trace. Know who that enter, what did the person do, when you do am, how you do the transfer, everything it happen at the audit trail. Now I make this area very important. When we want to change the password, again, this end is very important for security reasons. Somebody who thinks it's very vulnerable. Now in this case, you want to change the password. You're able to change it for yourself without the interface of the admin self. Also, the company setting, you can call an institutional setting, but me use for call a company setting. In this end, it help the developer, the people where they develop application, where like I can call an enterprise solutions. We are in, you want like 2, 3, 4, 5 company in the user. But the post where the user feels saying for proposal the developer for, now yeah, it do am. Because once he enter the in company letterhead, all details about the company in this end, the whole application they re-customize itself as if purposely and develop am for this institution. So in this note, I go on follow you understand say this student management system what they develop, if we incorporate this end, it will help every school we use them for itself comfortably. This module now the first with the first for establish before we can start now for enter staff profile, application details, then enrollment details, registration details, all those other modules will come after we don't get this framework. So in the first, we can't start forget this framework first. Now you make what I don't do, I make sure that I code a framework for explain this better. If I log in and I launch this application now, it gets all those framework what I just explained. One, it gets the controller now, it gets the model, it gets the view, and I even get the view model. If you want to know the difference between the view and the view model, watch my previous videos and I'm not going to explain them again anymore. I will just explain the project. We need a view model, we need a view, we need a controller, we need a model. We need a content here and me images them. I forget the images and the CSS site as well. Go watch video 1 to video 27. I think that will help you a lot. Now we can see. You see, this is the interface. This is exactly the interface. So if we can work on the interface now, I want to let you understand. Say you can know how to get into this one. I call it school management information system. But this is a student management information system because I've been really want to get only them basic things and the way I've been explaining just now. Nothing more no the inside here except the dashboard. Now they can explain one after the other in we projects. How we get into this one, how we log in, look the audit trail, system log. If I can now, it able tell me say Mohamed Ali Kuroma, look am now. I'm sorry, I not zoom out too much. It able tell me when I log in, what I can do. Look, you see the transaction Mohamed Ali Kuroma. You don't see all what happen. User login, me username I enter and the password number you know the show. You don't see. And further, if I want to see this record detail, I go able to see them. It able give me everything about them for that I able access them. So in this end, I want to follow we wait for we application so far. Where they can start the developments in the subsequent video. Don't forget for share. Don't forget for hit the like button. If you're not subscribed yet, don't forget for subscribe so that you will get the other videos and where they come in, and also for promote the channel.